Loving Me Project's wonderful platform where we get together every morning just to give out some inspiration to send you on your way. If you are going to work, if you're logging into work, if you are just in a position where you just want to make sure you start your day off right, this is the place for you to come. So I thank everybody for coming. We are usually every day at 7:30 in the morning. And if I'm not here, there is other things that are going on. But I thank everybody who do show up and who do come. I want to let all of our members know who come a lot to most of the things that we have for the I'm Loving Me project that we have launched in full effect our Students Without Mothers End of the Year campaign. And our goal for this year is to raise $5,000. And the Students Without Mothers, we're raising money where we're giving out scholarships to students whose mom have passed or are incarcerated, and now they have to live with other people, or they're in a home or something like that, but they're in high school and they want to be able to go to college. So, what we do is all the things that their mom would do for them. They get a $4,000 scholarship throughout the matriculation in their school. They get $1,000 a year to go ahead and do those things that their mom would do for them. And we also see if we can get them laptop computers and show them how to um, self heal and be empowered. Hey, Vanessa. And so we really want you guys to help and contribute. The link for that is coming out as soon as I get off the Inspiration in 30. You can give whatever you can, whatever you feel like you can give in your heart. And we will do the same thing. We will go ahead and present the money to Students Without Mothers. I'm a board member there. That is my charity that I work with a lot here in Atlanta. And so we want you guys to be a part of it. It's going to be an amazing event. I'm going to show you some of the kids, everything. Like we're going to do it a little bit bigger than what we did the breast cancer campaign, but we're going to do that. My second announcement, because my team says I don't give out announcements, so I have to get this out the way. So please bear with me, okay? So we have our Students Without Mothers campaign. The next thing is our Girls Leap. Remember, I told you about the Girls Leap that we're launching in January, but we're getting started now. December the 16th, we're going to have our first. Hey, Lynn, we're going to have our first business model innovation class, and I'm teaching that class. Okay, it is free to come, and it's going to be maybe a 2 hour class. The purpose of this class is for you to learn how to create a business model for your business and how to go out and test it, right? So that when you do start your business and you start to get everything in order, you can start to see if you'll be able to be successful with your business without spending a lot of money. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to show you the different models you can use, the different techniques based on the type of business that you want to build. Um, the seating is limited because I like to talk. And if you guys been on any workshops with me, we laugh, we do all that. And in our business workshop, I'll be listening more because I want to know more about what it is that you want to do. And then I can point you in the right direction. We could look at some business models. You could look at some things that you can go out and test, and then you can go out and do them. So that will be December the 16th. That is a Wednesday night, I believe, at 7 o'clock. The link for that is going to come out today as well. So if you are a business owner, we're kicking off our Girls Leap Elite, where we're doing our master classes for business. Remember, I told you guys, we are going, 2021 is our year. It is the year of the woman, and is especially the year of the Black woman. So I'm telling you now, we're going to be running, right? And if you are ready, you're going to come with us, either if it's in your career, your business, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Even if you're in your moment where you're self healing, we're going to be offering a lot of things. So the first thing is this masterclass. Um, any of your friends who have a business, want to start a business, stuck in their business, whatever, you want them to come out. Why? Because we're going to be delving into different business models that you could use. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars. I paid thousands of dollars to actually get coached and find out these things. Nobody in the business world will tell you this. The reason why they won't tell you is because they don't want you to compete with them, right? But I'm giving it to you because I want you to be successful and I want to show you how you can do it without me. Because once you learn, you could do any business you want and you could be just as successful as you want if you stick with it and the consistency. Okay. Um, the last thing is our last class is this Wednesday. Now, if you have not been on any of our classes, you're really missing out. We have so much fun on those classes, and Ellie, our coach Ellie Curry, walks us through so many amazing things, and how to use the journal. Like we just laugh, we talk, and we just walk through our thoughts. The good thing is that we get to learn how we think, and it's always an eye opener every time she comes, and she lets us know how we need to be kind to ourselves, how we need to be our own best friend, how we need to look at our thoughts differently. So, our last class is on Wednesday. If you want to come and participate, the only thing you have to do is get her journal so you know what we're talking about, and you could come and hang out with us. If you haven't got the journal yet, if you want to purchase it later, you can go ahead and purchase it later and you could do it on your own, but she's going to give you a guide on how to do that. So that's that. And then the last thing, and that's all I have, is that it is December, which is Addiction Month. So most of the stuff that we're going to be talking about with our self-love conversations, the people that we interview, we're going to be talking about addiction and how it affects people's lives. You're going to be talking about grief, how it affects our lives as far as the holidays are concerned. Because we know, even though it's a time to give and a time to be happy and everything, people have lost loved ones during the pandemic. People have been struggling to get themselves back on their feet. People have been struggling with addiction. I told you, if you're at home and you have nothing to do because you're on lockdown, for a person who was used to going to their groups and getting themselves together, they don't have that option to do that anymore. It's easy to go ahead and relapse. Now, addiction is not only drugs, it could be sex, it could be, alcohol, it could be anything, right? So we want to be able to draw attention to that, make sure that we are aware of that because you never know what people are going through, right? So as you can see, we have a lot of things that are coming out. Your timeline, well, you probably see a lot of things from us on your timeline, only because we have decided, like I told you, to take it up a notch. And we're stepping it up. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. And we want you to come along because it is time to do what we say we're going to do. And it's time to change that bank account. I'm trying to tell you. But let's talk about fulfillment now. I was doing my reading this morning. Most of the stuff that I read is from The Science of Mind. That's the book that, I read. I love the teachings of Jesus. I love, reading parts of the Bible and just learning different things. But one of the things that I read about fulfillment is uh, we are, how much we are so hard on ourselves to the point where if anything that we do that is considered to be good or anything that we feel that is not good enough, we are so hard on ourselves. We never get the chance to really feel what is the word I'm looking for? Feel the I'll say fulfillment of just that particular period. And let me read you what I was reading. It says the things we need, we are to ask for. And when we are to believe that we receive them, then our lives will be fulfilled. We're surrounded by a universal law which is creative. It moves from thought to thing. Unless we first have the image, it cannot move, for there will be nothing for it to move forward. We use prayer as our mental act, and we say to ourselves, in order for us to reap a good harvest and be fulfilled, we must know and believe that the things that we're praying for, the things that we desire, the things that we want is already ours, right? So I said, okay, when I look at things in my life, am I really fulfilled? Are you really fulfilled? And for the most part, I can say yes, right? I love my life the way it is now. If God never gave me another thing, I would truly be happy. I have you guys. I'm doing what I love to do. Um, I believe I'm making an impact in the world. I believe that I am living my dream. But at the same time, I always think that what I'm doing is not enough, right? Most of the time. And as much as people tell me that I am doing so much, I still feel that there is some kind of emptiness, right? And so when I was reading this today, I said to myself, I said, what is the issue that is going on within me that's making me feel like I am not being fulfilled as far as me doing what I'm doing? And one of the things that came up for me was, you know how you a kid and you start to experience problems, you make mistakes, and people tell you that you did something wrong. Because you start to feel those effects of things, you feel like what you do is not good enough, so you have to make sure you do everything right. Because if you do everything right, then it makes you feel like you're good enough, right? Then you have this sort of fulfillment. So I said to myself, I said, Gloria, well, maybe you have made, right? We make mistakes all the time, though, right? There's decisions that we make in our life where we feel like, we could have done better. We could have made a better decision. We should have went left when we should have went right. And because we didn't make certain choices, we always feel like there is all this emptiness. Do you guys feel that too? It doesn't come around all the time, right? But it comes around when you really start to experience things in your life where you feel like you made mistakes, or you start to have a lot of challenges in your life. You say, is what I'm really doing fulfilling me? Is the life that I have right now a life that I can stick with for the rest of my life? And if you cannot answer any of those things, then you have to be able to find what fulfillment is for you. And that's hard. That's hard to do, right? Because some of us don't know what makes us happy. We think outside things will make us happy, where really we know it's inside, right? But when you think about it, what is the inside telling you? What is the inside telling you that is stopping you from being fulfilled? For me, sometimes you're not working hard enough. You're not doing this enough. You're lollygagging. You're doing all these things where you should be focused and concentrating. What are some of the things that your brain is telling you that's making you feel unfulfilled? Is it telling you those things like, oh, you got to be a better mom? You got to be able to get off your ass and do something. You got to get a better job. You got to make more money. You got to do all these things, right? The point I'm trying to make here is that if we want to be able to get off that hamster wheel and finally start feeling fulfilled, we have to be able to create those images in our mind that we want, not what we don't want. And we have to be able to, if praying is your thing, have our prayer life where those things that we're asking for, we start to believe and we start to act in and we start to do. Because the only thing that makes us feel fulfilled, and I want you to write this down, is progress. Is progress. The reason why we don't feel fulfilled is because we don't think we're progressing in our life. Right? And even if you think, and even if you are moving in different and in a direction where you are progressing, sometimes you feel like it's not enough because you want to be here, right? But you're here, but you came from here. What we have to know and understand is that whatever that's in here, once we create that image in our mind, we have to bring it out and we have to take that action and we have to start making progress. Right? Because we sit in our mind all day long. We do. That's why it says the things we need, we ought to ask for. And we are to believe that we receive them. When we pray, we are to believe that we have. As we plant a seed before we can reap a harvest, so we must believe before our prayers can be answered. Prayer should reach a point of acceptance, an unqualified and undisputed place of agreement. Now, we talk about belief all the time, right? And we talk about how you have to believe it before you see it. You have to know that you know that you know that whatever it is that you want in your life, it is already there. It is already in you. It is not hard to achieve. The hardest thing that you're battling with is yourself. You are battling with yourself. You are in your own way. And the only way to get out of your own way is to put the image in your mind, take action, and make progress. That's when you will start to feel that fulfillment, right? That's when you will start to feel like you are really making changes in your life. No longer can we sit around and say, it is the fault of someone else as to why I am here in this situation. Now, when we first encounter challenges, husband left you, boyfriend broke up with you, girlfriend left you, you lost your job and all that stuff, those circumstances are there to challenge you, to really see what you're made of, right? And some people sink and some people swim. But in order for you to start really having that fulfillment in your life, you have to make progress. And the biggest thing you have to have is gratitude, which I'm working on. Being grateful for the things that you already have and celebrating those things as you walk along the road to where you want to be. For example, I am so grateful that I was able to wake up. I get to log into my job. I get to work from home. I get to be with my kids. I get to uh, uh, wake up and feel healthy. I have everything that I need. I get to eat. I get to do all of these things. What I did was, let me see if I can get it. What I did was, let me show you. I got me a journal, right? Because I was really struggling um, with this. I got a journal and I just started writing out things that I was grateful for that made me feel fulfilled, right? Because sometimes if we can't see it in front of us, we don't believe it. If it's in our head only and we have no manifestation of it on the outside, we don't think our life is moving forward, right? If we don't complete something on time or do something on time, or it's so much stuff that's being demanded of us, we feel like we ain't doing shit, right? If you have health challenges and you're trying to figure out how you're going to just make it another day and how you're going to conquer this and how you're going to change your diet, you're not thinking about how you are now, that you're grateful and happy that you are here and alive. What you're thinking about is how you're going to get through the day with this pain, trying to get your medicine and doing all those things, right? But what I'm telling you is, in order for you to really start to have a fulfilling life, be grateful. Be grateful for what you have now. Put the image of where you want to go in your mind. Put it on paper. Put it on paper. And this is the most important thing. Putting it on paper, ladies, is a psychological thing for your brain. It allows your brain and you to see all of your dreams, all of your hopes, where you want to go, how you want to get there. It'll make you smile sometimes, and it will stress you out sometimes. Depends on how long it is, right? But what it does is that it keeps you focused on where you're going. It puts the dream in front of you every day so that you can stay focused on the task at hand. Because what happens is now you start to structure your day around what makes you fulfilled. Does that make sense? And every time you can scratch something off, or you can say that you are happy that you completed something, it gives you the courage and the confidence to continue. It gives you the opportunity to say, damn, I did that. Yes, I did. Now I can move on to something else. Right? We have to get out of the victim mentality that everything is happening to us and know that life is happening for us, not to us. Right? What we put out there is what we're going to get back. We know that. So why not put out those things that's going to make us feel fulfilled? That's going to make us happy. One of the things that we know, and it is the end of 2020, is how short life is, right? How short life is. And because we know, hey, Heather, and because we know just how short life is, and we experienced it and we saw it, and we see the fear on the news and on different blogs and social media and websites, why wouldn't we do what we want to do? Why wouldn't we want to live the life that we want to live? Why in the hell would we be so fearful to accomplish those things that are in our head? You ask yourself, what do you have to lose at this point? Right? Well, Gloria, I'm a little bit nervous because, you know, you got the corona thing happening. Now you got all that. Honey, you can go out here and get into a car accident. You can go out here and trip and fall. You can go out here and eat some bad food. There's always possibilities of bad things happening, right? But if we want to be fulfilled, we ain't focusing on that. If we're going to go out, we want to make sure that we did things that we know that we could be proud of, that we could be happy, right? So that if God didn't give you another thing, would you be happy with the life that you have now? That's a question I'm asking for all of you who are on. If God never did anything else in your life, and this was it, this was your whole entire life, would you be happy? Would you be okay? Would you be grateful for what you have? And if the answer, I want you to put it in the comments, right? Because if the answer is no, then you're not fulfilling. You're not living a fulfilled life. There's something stopping you. And whatever that is, what you have to understand is that your life is too important not to. You are too important for you to not be living the life that that God has put you on this earth to live. Point blank. And the question is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You know what's fulfilling to me? Having time to myself. Being able to do quirky, crazy things like go ride a bike or go eat at a good restaurant. You guys know I love to eat. Go sit and just laugh with my friends, and we sit and we do some edibles and we sit there and we just laugh and eat and laugh because that makes me feel fulfilled. That makes me feel happy, right? Being surrounded by people that I love is fulfilling. Being surrounded by uh, people that I know will uplift me and helping people makes me feel fulfilled. Because not only am I thinking about it, I'm actually doing it. And all of you ladies who said no, I want you to think about something. And I really, really want you to think about this. If you never did another thing in your life, always remember that every day that you are sitting there not doing what makes you fulfilled, is a day that you are not growing. It is a day where you are not progressing. And it's a day that you are sitting there stuck in your mess. Gloria, I don't know what the hell I should be doing. What you should be doing is what you love. Look at those things around you. What comes natural to you? It doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be this big old thing. And that's what I'm telling myself. You are fine where you are. Start there. You are amazing right now. Start there. Gloria, I'm alone and I'm living by myself. Honey, what will make you fulfilled at this point? What do you want to do? How can you get in tune with yourself now that you are alone before someone comes with their shit, busting up your piece? You know what I'm saying? If you want to be able to have a fulfilled life, you got to be making progress with whatever it is that you want to do, right? And you can start small. It doesn't matter. But I don't want you just listening and saying, oh, yes, oh, that's a great idea. Well, maybe I'll do that next week, Gloria. And yeah, I'll go ahead and, figure out what I want to do. When I try to write it down, Gloria, nothing comes to mind. I don't know. I can't go out and just quit my job because what really would make me fulfilled if I sit home and I paint all day because I won't be able to make any money doing that, right? So I can't do that. Honey, nobody is asking you to go build Rome in a day, right? We're not asking you that. But what if you say, hey, you know what? What makes me fulfilled is when I sit and I paint and I just by myself and I'm listening to my music and I'm laughing and I'm having a good time, right? Why can't we do that and still work? Why we can't have little paint parties with the friends, right? Why we can't integrate what makes us fulfilled into our life? It's not out there. It's not when you get there. It's not once you get. It is now, right? It is now. Honey, whatever it is that you need to take out of your life, and I hear you, Trees, I hear you, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. So what you have to do is know and understand that planning for you, Trees, is important, right? What's going to be the next steps for you? And whatever those next steps are is going to be fulfilling. Now, Gloria, the stuff that I want to do is going to take a long time, right? Look, I know what I want to do. However, it's going to take time to get there. As long as you running, it doesn't matter how long the race takes because you're running your own race. Who are you running against? Who are you trying to beat? You know what I'm saying? Who are you trying to beat? Why are you trying to run so fast? Especially if this is something new. We ain't got to run that fast. You definitely don't want to start sprinting on something you don't know about because you're going to crash and burn. It is okay to take it slow. Don't worry about what other people doing. When you say it's going to take a long time, that says to me that you're comparing yourself to somebody else. And yes, that happens. It does. But you have to be comfortable running your own race. And you have to be comfortable knowing that you'll get there when you get there. But if you stay consistent, you'll cross the finish line. It doesn't matter how fast you run, it's how consistent you are and how fulfilled you are for you, right? Nobody can't run this race for you but you. Nobody can lose weight for you but you. Nobody can't tell you what to think, say, or make decisions but you. We can influence you. We can tell you our stories. We can show you how we did it. We can try to help you avoid those pitfalls. But at the end of the day, the decision is yours, right? My race is going to take the rest of my life. This race right here is going to take the rest of my life. Who am I trying to run fast for? I told my team the other day because they're like, well, Gloria, we got a lot to accomplish, and we're doing the best that we can, and we just want to make sure that the finances are there, and that we really give the women the value we want, and we really do all of that. And then I have to say to them, look, let me tell you something. I know what God told me to do. Who's worried about the money? Not me. The money is going to be there, point blank. I'm not worried about that. The race that we're running is our own race. Why? Because we're doing something that we know nobody has done. We are building a community of women leaders where when y'all get out there, y'all going to be busting some ass. You hear me? And the way to get that done is to know and empower and influence you, to convince you that that person that is inside of you waiting to come out is the person you really are. And don't be afraid to let her come through. Don't feel like you are alone, because you're not. The trials and the challenges and everything that you will go through, you're going to have to run on your own. You have to. But that is only because you need to build up the resilience in you. You need to be able to have that growth inside of you and let go of the past, because there's another sister coming behind you that you need to open up your hand for and say, come on, let's go. I'm not running for you. I'm running with you. I'm not going to run as fast as you. I'm going to run with you. But I'm going to tell you this. If you fall behind, I'll help you get up. If you fall again, I'll help you get up. If you slow down and stop, that's on you. But fulfillment is progress. Okay? And so when they say, Gloria, I love working with you. I just believe that, we're going to get there. We're going to do that. And I keep telling my team, we are already there. We are already there. Let's focus on what we're doing. Our job is to help you understand your value, your worth, how much you are loved, and how much potential you have inside of you. And to offer you those things that will push you to bring that out. We're not going to spoon feed you, but it's there. And whenever you get out of your head and you get yourself together and you go do whatever you want to do, we'll still be here. Because you know what? You know who we learned that from? God. Because that's what God do. Whenever you can go, you could run out there, you could do whatever it is that you want, and we'll be sitting there. You know what? Whenever you're ready, we'll be here. Because we know what's in you. We know how bad you are. We know how needed you are. We know how loved you are. We know how powerful you are. We know that this is your year. We know that you are going to bust up some things in the world. But we can't go in your brain and put it there. We have to wait for you. Just like God waits on you. We have to wait for you to come. We have to wait for you to figure it out. And we're going to put the messages out there and we're going to tell you every day until you get it. And one day it will click. It will. I promise you. It took me 8 years. It took me 8 years. And then it clicked. But one day it will. And once it starts, that is considered to be your rebirth. Because now you're ready to know and to understand just how important it is to be fulfilled in life. Well, you're not worried about bullshit things. You're worrying about what you think about things that fulfill you, things that make you happy, things that you want to explore and learn. Right? So if you're not fulfilled, come on Wednesday to the Ant Therapy. Come on Wednesday. If you can't afford the journal, just come on anyway. If you can't come on Wednesday night, then we'll have it recorded, because this is the last one where we'll release the whole thing. And you can watch it later and you can do your own work on your own. So if you're not living a fulfilled life, make that hard decision to go ahead and choose you. Because ultimately, that's what you're not doing. You're not choosing you. You're not putting yourself first. You're waiting for something or someone or whatever to happen to make it easy on you, but it's never easy. Okay? Y'all know I love you. I gotta go. We have a self-love conversation tonight around 7:00. If you guys are available, you can come and hang out with us. But I see you guys tomorrow. Well, no, tonight. And then if you can't come tonight, then I'll see you tomorrow. All right.